First off, it is so cool for me to be able to say hello to you, the Rock Church there, and Pastor Scott and Inger Lisa. And for years I've known this couple and appreciated them. They've been a part of my youth group, believe it or not, leadership. Scott and I served on staff here for a while as well, and they are just great friends. And then to have Nathan and Brittany to be a part of your church too, Pastor Scott, amazing. Pastor Scott is going to deal with a subject today about angels, and I'm very honored. First off, I told a story many years ago in youth group about angels, and that Pastor Scott would remember this is amazing. It meant he stayed awake for my messages, so you need to do the same thing for him today. But what had happened was a number of years ago when we were living in Chicago, the church we were serving at that time, it was a Sunday morning, and I went over to the church. Our senior pastor was gone for the day, and I'm not sure exactly how the services were playing out, but there was a homeless individual sleeping by the back door. And when I got there to open the door, he said, just been waiting for somebody to get here so that I could go to church. And so I let him in and went upstairs and just went around. And then he was in the sanctuary. And I went back down to the bathroom down there. And when I took a look at the bathroom, it was pretty grungy because he had washed himself up and there was dirt ring all around the sink. And so I had to do some quick cleaning there. Well, anyways, I went into the service and I saw him at the back there. I think it was the last row. And then between the two services that we had adult electives. And I was teaching one of those electives, and this man showed up at that class as well. And it just seemed like every question I asked, or every time I asked for a comment of some sort, this man had the answer, and he had right answers. It wasn't as if he was guessing at it or just being obnoxious. He just had the right answers. And so, then we went into our next service. And then following that service, I'm walking out down the hallway of the back of our church, and he stops me and asked if he could talk to me. Well, just minutes before that, I had bitten into a cert, and to freshen my breath, of course, and broke a tooth. And when I bit into that cert, and I was in a great deal of pain at that moment. And so he, at that point, said, hey, Pastor, I need to talk to you. And I said, listen, man, by this time I'm a little bit aggravated with the guy. And I said, I'm in pain. I need to get going. I need to find a dentist. And he said, well, wait a minute. I might have something here that could help you, or have something here that could help you. And he reaches into this duffel bag, and it was a pretty dirty duffel bag, and pulls out something, and it was some sort of a numbing substance that as soon as I put it on my tooth, it deadened the nerve, and it just made me feel a lot better. And anyways, I just talked to him for a few minutes, more aggravated still with him than anything. And then I had to walk home, which I only lived a block or two away from the church. And as I was walking home, something hit me. The scripture verse just kind of popped there and said, sometimes we entertain angels unaware. And it hit me to the point of where, this possibly could have been a real angel. Just given the circumstances, given the way he was and everything. And throughout that morning, I learned or saw a lot of things that kind of pushed on me a little bit. So whether he was an angel or not, I can't say for sure. I didn't see him fly away or anything like that. But oftentimes, the people that come into our lives, we just don't know where they're coming from and the background they're coming from. So that's my story, and I remember that, and it taught me a great lesson.